What's up, gamers? Welcome to the 2-year anniversary and 11th season of New Dawn. This season has taken months of planning and work from a number of people, so before I go any further through all of that, I want to do a couple of quick thank yous, especially to a few people that couldn't actually make the game today, but did a huge amount to help out. So first off has to go to Tommy. He was really good to help bounce ideas off of and give some actual helpful advice. Huge thanks to Sid for helping everyone out with Mumble and for setting up the map that we're going to play on today. It's fucking amazing. You guys will really enjoy it. I really enjoyed wandering around it when I saw it originally, so thanks, Sid. Huge thanks to Elemental for looking over my shoulder and calling me an idiot every time I worked on the season script. To Brody for putting together this season's spawn, and a quick thanks to Speed, Lord, and Ozzy for building the seasons 8, 9, and 10 spawns respectively. I don't think I actually thanked them in the intros. And last but not least, a humongous thank you to Zev for making the gorgeous art that's been seen in our intros since Season 7, and she's redone that 3 different times now. She couldn't play today, unfortunately, so that's a shame. Before I get into the game mode information, I'd also like to start by introducing all the people that are going to be playing this season. So starting from right in front of me, we've got Lord, Jill, Berg, Britt, Kurt, Jacob, Cryptic, Spello, Sid, who's the newcomer for this season, is a very special guest, Poshimpai, Jamie the Elite, Brodio, Mad Center, Majora, Bitexel with a small b, Sandra Storm in all capitals, Speedo Shire, Elemental, Glitchy, Ginty, DJ Talika, Ripper, and of course Kid Fizz.
I have duck nipples.
Okay. Congratulations. Now that I've got all of that done, let's get to some information about this season's game mode. For the anniversary season, I've been hanging to try out something different, which should hopefully make for a very entertaining season from every single person's perspective. This hedges on a bunch of different game modes working together, including, if you haven't already noticed, positional audio. This season we're using Mumble, and the way it works is that players' voices are projected in like a real-time environment around them in 3D, so when you hear someone on one side of you, that's where they are in the game. And I think you can hear people from within about 70 blocks of where they are. The season is being played on a custom terrain map, as mentioned before, generated by Sid, using the Biome bundle terrain control setup. This should ideally lead to some interesting fights when it's combined with the game mode of Move 00. To further encourage exploration of this map, crates of supplies will be dropped from the sky every 5 minutes with their coordinates broadcast in chat. There's 4 types of supply crates: nether, healing, gear, and archery. More information on these can be found on the Reddit poster in the description of the video, because I don't have time to go through it all now. The biggest twist for this season, however, is the team size. Players will be scattered into the world as solos, and may form alliances with other players that they find. There is a soft cap on the alliances of 4 players, so there should be no groups larger than that. However, at the beginning of the 3rd episode, each player is secretly given a teammate known only to them, and is tasked to find that person in the world. Players may win the game as a solo player, or with this secret team of 2. As such, you can expect to see a lot of backstabbing, double-crossing, and betrayal all over the place. To further add to the chaos, death messages are hidden until the end of each episode, when all player deaths are broadcast from that episode. The game modes for this season were heavily inspired by the Hunger Games, and should hopefully lead to an incredibly exciting season. Golden Heads are enabled, Healing 3, Notch Apples are enabled, Bookshelves are disabled, Nether is off, but potions are attainable through chests and supply crates. There is to be no tier 2 strength, Ender Pearls do 1 heart of damage, and god damn it, Brody, if you win, the season is scrapped. Best of luck, everyone. I hope you all enjoy, and may the odds be ever in your favour. Fade to intro. This is where you cheer. What's up, gamers? Welcome to New Dawn Season 11. So, we have a slight problem here. I have no idea how this ended up happening. I know during the game I was thinking it. At the time I thought there was something wrong with the footage, and it turns out there was. There is no sound at all. This clears up about 10 minutes in. Uh, so it's not too bad, but for the meantime, I'm just going to kind of talk to you for this first bit here. So throughout the game, I timed out quite a bit. I didn't end up timing out in a way that I didn't get to finish the entire game and have a full experience of it and whatnot. I did get to play. I did get to, either win or die. But I did have a couple of internet issues during the time. So the footage is going to be a little jumpy. It's going to be a bit icky. I'm not exactly proud of it. So anyway, I'm kind of like, I don't really do post commentary very often. It's weird for me. But I'm kind of watching the footage and trying to remember what was going on in my head at the same time. So anyway, this game started probably, I think it was a little over an hour late, because we had a lot of trouble with the server. My server was set up to handle this fine, but as it turns out, there was a couple of things that needed to be toned down a little to allow a map the size that we had to actually host. The way we normally do it on my servers anyway is it's about 1,000 blocks radius. That's a 2,000 by 2,000 map, and this was a 3,000 by 3,000 map, and the server was like, nah, I don't want any of that. So 24 players spread out over that big a distance was pretty huge. Now, I have to say, I do apologize for the fact that I am in mumble during this, so if someone else comes and speaks to me, you're going to be in for a little bit of a hell of a time as I try and remember exactly what they said to me, which is unfortunate. But hey, this is the best I can offer you really, aside from, completely silent footage. So anyway, I was off killing some pigs, having some fun here. I'll be honest, my commentary at the time was pretty piss poor regardless, so it's not necessarily a terrible thing that you're stuck listening to my voice now. But I'm not gonna lie, I was actually pretty upset. I had kind of had a bit of a breakdown because things just weren't working. I had a little of an issue with something I'd set up with the world border, which had stopped mobs from spawning, and it took myself and Nick sitting around for about, maybe 3/4 of an hour trying to figure out exactly what the hell happened, when Jacob gave us a suggestion and that fixed it, which was to move the borders around and whatnot. But yeah, in the end, it all turned out okay. I was just a bit flustered at the time, and I think that reflects a little later on when you actually get to hear my voice again. So yeah, killing off chickens was the way to go. I was exploring this beautiful world Sid made us, who's the newcomer this season, and I was very excited to have him. He's someone I've been eyeing to have play Nudorn for a very long period of time, and I just never felt like it was appropriate to ask because I didn't particularly know him very well. I just knew him well enough to know that he was the kind of person I reckon would fit in, and turns out I was correct. I have a pretty good judge of that. I've managed to pick up a bunch of people who I haven't really spoken to very often or very much, and then be like, hey, I reckon you'd fit in well in this recorded round, and it's gone well in the past. I'm trying to think of some examples off the top of my head. I think the first one was Majora. He was completely out of left field. Kurt messaged me one day and was like, hey dude, you should check out this guy's videos on YouTube, and linked me his channel, and I was like, wow, this guy's really fucking funny. So I sent him a message in the middle of the night one night, and I said, hey man, no, this is a little short notice, but in 2 days' time I'm having a record round and I'd love you to play. And he was like, yeah, sure, I'd love to play. And then he, fell asleep and kind of suicided early on because it was way later than it should have been. And I don't think he was quite prepared for what the 3 a.m. recorded round would do to him. Which is unfortunate, but I think he got to know us a bit better after that and became much more accustomed to staying up slightly later and dealing with our shit. So it was cool to have him in the group. I think following that, the next person who ended up joining, I know there was some people in the middle there that I'm not thinking of, but I know Cryptic was one that came in out of left field, out of nowhere. Sandra was one that I wasn't expecting to have in the recorded round, but she's fit in well as well. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty good judge, and I'm pretty happy with how the group's turned out now. But yeah, so the first day is just generally doing the first day things, running around, killing some animals, getting a bit of food. I was pretty much considering digging straight down in the snow plains here because I didn't expect anyone else to be coming looking for me, but at the same time my name tag will be readily visible if someone comes up across the top and wants to be my friend. The whole purpose of the first day for me in this game was to run around and hopefully find a teammate and hear somebody's voice. Which was pretty much the only real option. The best option for this, at least as far as I'm concerned, is to get in there, get out, find as many cool friends as you can,
find as many people to ally with in the first day as possible, and you'll have a decent-sized flock to hang out with. I forgot about how shocked I was by the gold there as well that just kind of appeared in that pillar. But I didn't have the iron to mine it, so I was always going to come back and get it. But yeah, so that's how I wanted to play it, was to run around the first day and find, hopefully, at least one person, ideally 3, set up a nice big alliance, be friendly, help each other out, get everything I needed to do. But unfortunately, I made a couple of mistakes on the first day. Foreshadowing. But that comes up next, right there, where I punched a wolf thinking it was a chicken, and then just kind of noped out of there. I have to say, I didn't realize quite how terrifying wolves were, and there was a lot of them on the map. And as it turned out, I wasn't the only person to have some trouble with wolves. But yeah, no, I kind of made a huge mistake there, and that's the first time I've ever taken damage from a wolf in the entire time I've played UHC. That's not fair. Anytime I've taken damage from a wild wolf in the entire time I've played UHC. It was a very bizarre experience. I felt really stupid by the end of it, but sometimes it happens. But yeah, no, and then I saw my old nemesis, a creeper, there around the corner, and decided, nope, that was time to get the hell out of there. I think the sound of my voice should be coming back shortly. I think it's only got a couple of minutes to go. But yeah, so my plan here was to pick up 3 pieces of iron, make a pick, head up to the surface and get that last bit of gold. And ideally not end up blowing into my old friend's creepers. So I just dug the hell out of there, went straight up out of that cave with the only 2 pieces of iron I have, which is a bit of a slap in the face at the end of the day. And decided I'd leave that area and go and find some more iron elsewhere. And on that note as well, try and get a couple of apples from the trees. In making the rules for this season and whatnot, I didn't really consider just how much how little apple trees there were going to be when I decided the apple rates for this, which was kind of a design flaw, to be perfectly honest with you, but there were biomes on the map, just like normal Minecraft, that had a lot more trees than others. So in the end, it kind of balanced out, but in the initial day, especially in the position I was in, I was really hating myself for not setting the apple rates up just a little bit high. Excuse me, I have a bit of a hiccup there. But yeah, so my goal here was just to cut down a couple of the shrubberies and pick up some apples, hopefully, so I can heal the thing. And there was the mark. The first player died. During this part, I was wildly speculating who could possibly have died that early on. It was surprisingly, well, heck, that's not really fair. Of the people it could have been, it was one of the first people that came to my mind. And that person's death was rather amusing. And I hope I actually have the end of this recorded in, so I can head back and have a look at it. And sorry, what am I trying to say here? So I can stop and show you guys the death message that broadcasts at the end, which is one of the cool features of this season. But yeah, so at this point here, I was just trying to manage a little bit of the mob lag, try and make it a little bit better, and that was when I realized. Oh, okay, well, there you go. Lord was the one that died. That was when I realized that there was something a little odd happening with my footage. And I think in the next couple of seconds, you should lose my voice here and go back to my voice back then. But yeah, so I went and killed a chicken, and then I had a look at the top corner of my screen, realized there was something odd going on with the footage icon. It was kind of flickering a little bit, and I thought, shit. And that was the end of that piece of footage, and in just a second, here's past me. Jesus Christ. Okay, hello everyone. I had a little bit of a recording issue there, and I stopped recording for a minute, and during that time, 2 players have died. I don't know who those people were, because the death messages aren't announced partway through the game, but 2 people have fallen already, and I don't have any indication as to the server's going to lag out now, or am I going to lag out? What's going to happen?
Unmuted.
Hi everyone, my name is BJ, and welcome to New Dawn Season number 11. I'm having some serious connection problems, and issues with other things as well. Recording problems as well. I punched a wolf earlier, and that took me down 3 hearts. I don't know if I'm going to have the first part of this season recorded, and that's a real shame, but we're going to have to work with what we've got. The server is lagging a little bit, but not too bad. And yeah, my head's a little all over the place, so I'll apologize right off the bat that my commentary right now is not going to be that fantastic. It's going to take me a minute to get back into it, but we lost 2 players already. Kevin and Lord Laylaps, apparently. They're the only 2 people that aren't on tab, so that would make sense. That's a shame. I was kind of hoping that people wouldn't pick up on the fact that you can see that. Anyway, so I'm very curious to hear what happened to them. I hope it wasn't related to the mobs on the server, which seemed to be giving some people hell. Though, according to that, there was just my internet being a problem. But here's to hoping that the rest of the season proves enjoyable for the other players, and that first little bit from those guys as well will be very interesting to see. So, I don't want to wander around too much. I kind of like the area I'm in because no one's going to want to dig down in a snow biome. Mainly because names are so easy to see in a snow biome. But you never know. So I think I'll stay around here if I'm going to dig down, but I was really hopeful I might bump into another player before the day is out. Brit's gone AFK apparently. I lost the gold I found earlier. I saw a little bit of gold on the surface for some reason, and I was going to go back and grab it once I had the iron, but then I ducked into a cave and there was mobs everywhere, so I decided against that idea. What I'm doing here is basically just hoping I can pick up some apples from these trees here. I'm not expecting much. Getting apples in this is going to be kind of interesting because of the size of the trees. I have taken a little more damage than I would have liked, so that doesn't help. But if there's another crate dropped soon, and it appears in my general area, I'm definitely going to head over there. The way the supply crates is going to work is they're going to have really good stuff. Is the server the problem? No, it's not. People are just lagging themselves. Ripper's not. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying hard to not let everything I'm saying hedge around everything I'm doing on the screen with hosting, but unfortunately for parts of it, my head's just all over the shop. I'm trying to make sure the season runs well for everybody else, and in order to do that, that takes me out of the zone a little bit in terms of commentating. But ideally, things will pick up. So I've been excited about this season for the last probably a month and a half. I'm just going to turn my light on real quick. Turn the light on real quick. Have a breather. Anyway, yeah. So I've been looking forward to this season for a while. There's an apple. Nice. I started planning for this probably nearly a year ago now. This was actually the original game mode that I was going to use for Season 7, but then I decided I wanted to do an amalgamation thing instead. I did actually work on script and stuff for this before Season 7, because I was hoping that would be part of the game. But I decided against using it, and instead chose to use the stuff we did use, and I'm glad I did that, because this makes a great Season 2 thing, if all goes well. I guess we'll see how that happens. But yeah, so I'm inherently not the cleanest of players. I'm a fairly dirty player, in just generally speaking. I do like to play however I need to play to win. I've known that I've pissed off a couple of people in the past from playstyles I've used, so I'm not going to be afraid to backstab allies at the best opportunity. Obviously, I don't want to do that in the first little while. We're only partway through the day, and I've definitely been talking for at least 10 minutes. This is going to be a very long first episode, but that's okay. Ideally, hopefully that'll stop by the time the server catches up with everything that's going on. I might just try and grab a little flint here while I'm at it. And hope for a crate which will fall around nighttime, which means the surface will actually be a little frightening. There it is. Are you anywhere near me? Oh, you're over... Oh,
Alright, it's over 1,000 blocks away. Maybe not. Unfortunately. Okay. I was really hoping there would be one near me. Another apple there. That's good. That's 2 apples. I think that's enough, actually, for me to be willing to dig down. I have food. Don't need snowballs. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to go find a spot that I like and dig down. This is also the first time I've used the coordinates mod that's in the top corner. No, no, no. Alright, that brings back bad memories. Let me change my volume on those a little bit as well. And the volume on the fireworks sounds, it's going to go down a little. The way it's going to work is the crates that drop from the sky are going to let off fireworks, and they're going to be really loud, so if there's a crate near you, you'll hear it. I keep forgetting Speller's not an op on this. What about... Oh, chest. What have we got? Oh, yes! Okay, that's cool. Oh, melons. That's very good. Doesn't go down, does it? No, okay. And 2 ender pearls. Damn, okay, that's awesome. I don't know, I'm kind of feeling... I'm going to make sure that stays on. I have a feeling that somewhere around here, maybe this little cave in here would be a good place to dig down. I'm very scared of these wolves. I've had bad experiences from the start of this game with wolves. I guess we'll see. Alright, so I'm just going to dig down here, take some time off to myself, get myself full iron, maybe some, if I can find some diamonds. I didn't actually get the sugar cane I needed for enchants though, unfortunately, and I got 3 obsidian from that. I didn't pick up on that. But if I can find some diamonds and whatnot, that'll be good. Hello?
Sorry.
Shh. Okay, it's just Kid Fist, it's not a friend.
Give me 2 seconds.
It's not that hard. I was very clear with people at the start of the game that I wanted them to mute their mic. And every time they talk here, it just takes people straight out of that. Same with the person with the goddamn keyboard as well. Just mute your mic, dude. It's not hard. We're not asking a lot. Sorry. Excuse that moment. Just a little bit of frustration that's slowly gleaming over. I haven't really stressed enough in this bit of recording here, but the season's taken a long time to start. We had a lot of problems with the server. We had to reboot it probably 3 or 4 times to try and figure out what the hell was going on. And that's still kind of lasting with a little bit of lag at the start here. Not a heap, but enough that people will probably be annoyed by that. It's still the first step. It's still day as well. Let me just make sure permaday isn't on. Alright, I'm just going to go straight down here. And let's see if we can't hear some lava or some cave or something down here. I did block that off for a minute. I heard a bait. I don't know what word I just tried to say. I think it was bat. I heard a bat. I might need to just have a real quick chat with my vocal cords just there, because that was embarrassing. Uh-oh. Is that me lagging out again? Really? Really? I'm just going to mute my mumble now just in case.
Muted.